Hey guys, how's it going? Previously on the channel we were working on this 1971 John Deere 140H3. This is the 140 that we were working on in a previous video, and also we took this to steam shows over the summer. Had a lot of fun with this one. We were working on it before, trying to figure out an electrical issue and why the tractor was not charging the battery. We got into it and we looked at it and we found out the stator was making power and the regulator was bad. However, when we put a new stator on it, the new regulator on it, the stator was making noises and sounding like an electric motor that wanted to crank. And I can hook the stator back up right now and actually show you guys what it was doing. So in today's video, I'm starting to think the stator in this is bad, and we're more than likely going to have to, well, we're going to be changing it out regardless. So that's what we're going to do today. I've already got 8 other things going on right now. I've got stuff for me, I've got a couple customers, and other things to sell going on. So I thought, why not open up a whole nother project and get more stuff mixed up into my mess. So yeah. Let me go on ahead and hook that regulator up and let's just see what it's doing. I haven't tried starting it yet with it doing that and the regulator hooked up. So this could be interesting. This is our wire for the stator. This is the one that goes from the battery, the one that charge is sent through, and then one of my regulator wires, stator wires, come undone. But the way the regulator on here is hooked up, there's 2 wires that come off of the stator, and those wires get hooked up to the 2 outside prongs on the voltage regulator. The middle one on the voltage regulator goes to the back to the key switch from here. That sends power to that to charge the battery. That goes out in DC current, direct current. The 2 on the outside are AC current, alternating current. So now that that's hooked up, I'll show you. Now I don't know if you hear it or not, but it makes a little bit of a humming noise, and the amp meter jumps all the way to one side or the other. You can play with it and get it to go either or. I believe I showed it in the previous video. So I want to try starting it. I want to see what happens. And I want to see if it is charging at all with it doing that. And the answer is no to that question. It just stays pegged, which I kind of figured it would do that. So, well, I was thinking that it wouldn't stay running, it would stop itself, but no, apparently not. So let's go on ahead and let's get that engine pulled out of there. I'm really wondering if it's just that meter being the problem, but it can't be that. It's got to be something in that charging system. So let's go ahead and get the engine pulled. I'm just going to time lapse it because I've pulled the engine out of this thing so many times on camera. Well, I've pulled engines so many times on camera. It's just 4 bolts on bottom, and then you unbolt the drive shaft and then you pull the engine. It's not hard. So I'm going to time lapse it, and after I'm done doing that, we will go on ahead and get the drive assembly pulled off the engine, get the flywheel pulled off the engine, get all the shrouds off the engine, and then yeah. let's go ahead and let's see about getting into this engine and figuring its issue out. And we'll just start with taking this apart. This is your clutch assembly. Drive shaft bolts right there. Let me get it apart and I'll show you how it goes together and comes apart. I'm also curious to know how much dirt has been accumulated in this thing from over the summer. I see that right there. I can imagine running it as much as we did this summer. It's probably got quite a bit inside. Although I'm pretty sure that this has helped it a little bit, keeping stuff out, but how good it did, I don't know. We'll put that off to the side. And then this is just kind of here to hold the clutch in place. Well, this is also for your clutch. I think this is your clutch. This right here moves on springs. There's a pedal on the tractor you push. That pedal you push pushes that in, disengaging this from that. So I guess this would be the clutch. So now we take that out. And there's your springs. That's how that goes. The plate the springs go on. And then there is a spacer. Wherever that is, I don't know. There should be there it is. There's a spacer that sits on that bearing on this side of your clutch. Do not mix that up. Do not put that in the wrong place, because if you do, you will not be able to disengage your rear end if you ever wanted to. And then we're missing a bolt. There should be 4.5 inch bolts in there. I see we're missing a bolt. And actually, I want a longer extension. We want this guy instead. There we go. Yeah, there's a lot of dirt and shit. Which I guess that makes sense. This did see a lot of dirt over the summer, especially in, I don't know where it saw the most dirt. Look at all that shit. Yeah, I'm not sure where this thing saw the most dirt at, but I know it saw quite a bit. Quite a bit and a lot of dust. And this is a generator pulley. If you had a generator on your engine, that would spin it. They put it on here for the mesh that goes over top of your clutch assembly to ride on. You have to take that out in order, oh no, wait. Never mind, the shroud has to come off in order to take that out. I had them mixed. Bolt number 1 is out. Take all 4 of those. That washer, that bolt need to be loosened. There's your flywheel. There's your engine, your cylinder. Oh, that don't look bad. It's got a little bit of stuff in there, but I think that's just from over the years. I believe we put a new crank seal on this engine already, because it was looking like it might need one, but I think I already put one in this engine before. not long ago. So it shouldn't need a new crank seal. But it's giving me that look. Yep. There we go. Not be that hard to put that nut on there. It's hard to take off past that point too. So this is the method I like to use to get flywheels off. Yes, I use pullers too. However, this is the quick, easy method to me. Just wedge a crowbar in, pry on it, and if you're careful, there you go. Oh, look at that, it came right over the nut. Yeah, I thought we already changed that seal. I can see. Oh, there's a problem. That stator is completely different. That stator is completely different from the one that I grabbed. This is the stator I thought it had, the one we need, or the type of stator. This isn't the one I'm using. That's what this has. That's a problem. And I'm not sure if I can interchange. Let's see what this flywheel looks like. Yeah. That's what I thought. Well, shit. Wait a minute. It's the same. Hold on a minute here. We may not have. We just found ourselves a solution here. That looks the same as this flywheel that I just so happen to have sitting over there from another engine that I pulled apart. This is the one we just took off this one. No, that's the one we just took off this 140. I was thinking these had the smaller flywheel like what the 110s and 112s had, but apparently not. Yeah, look at that. That's the back we need. That's the back right there that we need for that stator that I grabbed. This is the one for that stator. You see the problem here? That is smaller than this. Now we might, just might, be able to make this work. No, see? It's not going to go in. With this one, yeah, see, it goes right in. So, yeah. I think I just found the problem. So one thing I want to check, also, I have nothing against these stators. I'm just going to say that right now. They are not particularly my favorite. I do not like them. However, I have nothing against them. They are, when they work, they seem to be okay. So, because I know people like different types of things. You know, some people swear by these type of stators, I can imagine. I swear by the other ones. I don't like these ones in particular. However, I'm not going to sit here and badmouth everybody who likes them. So here's your wire. That wire looks like it's absolutely seen better days. That could be from just now. So I want to test, there is a way to test these stators, and I'm more than likely going to have to take it off the engine in order to test it, which I don't have a problem with because it's coming off anyway regardless of what I do. You set it for ohms, you set your meter for ohms, and then you set it on your magnet in hopes it doesn't screw it up. You touch that lead to here. If you get a ground, if it makes a connection like it's doing right now, your stator is junk. It was making a connection, but as you can see, that means your stator is no good. That should not be doing that. That should be saying OL when I touch the, when I do that and I touch the lead to here. Yeah, see? Both sides do it. No resistance. That's your problem right there. This stator is no good. We just learned. Well, we already knew. Let me grab this other stator and I will show you what it's supposed to do. I'm assuming this stator is good. This is not the one I'm going to be using, however. I have another one that I know is good that I'm going to use. We'll put this in here. And like I said, the reading that we should get, oh good, you can see, is OL, meaning open circuit. Closed circuit is when you get the numbers. We should get an OL when I do this. See? I'm scratching it. Nothing. OL, open circuit. That means that this stator is good, or at least that lead of it's good. Now we'll test this other lead. As you can see, OL, no connection. Wait a minute. Okay, OL. Now, I just thought of this. Yeah, we get a connection. Okay. So this stator is good. There's nothing wrong with that one. If we take this one and we do that second test, we find, yeah. So that just answered my question on what the problem is with this engine. So yeah, there you go, or the problem with this charging system and why it was not charging. So there you go. Let me go on ahead and let me grab a screwdriver and we'll get that taken off of there. And once we get that off there, I got to decide which stator I want to use. And oh, that's something different. Once I decide what stator I want to use, we will go on ahead and get this thing put back into the end tractor. And yeah, get it running, see if it charges. So let's go on ahead and see about getting this stator pulled off here. Let's take these 3 bolts out, or screws out to hold this in. And hope this will be the last time I ever have to do anything under here. That one was loose. And then I think the one that we're going to use is the one off of that engine sitting over there. Because I know that stator is good and it charges batteries. I know because I've jumped trucks with it before. Cars and trucks, and even the Bobcat with it before. Where the hell did that come from? That is terrifying. I'm glad I found that. Holy shit, that could have been bad. Just sitting there, just chilling there. Bang, boom, or bounce, boom, there it goes and destroys everything. I'm glad I saw that. Wow, damn. Let me go grab that stator and we'll go on ahead and we'll get this took care of. Plan changed. I decided instead of using a known good stator, we would try this one out that we tested and just test our luck and see what happens. And hell, if we have to pull it back apart, maybe it'll make a good video. on fixing two stators, or why you use a known good one instead of using one that you just pulled off a shelf and assumed was good because you tested it and it said no ohms. It's a higher amperage stator though, I can tell you that by looking at it. Usually the lower amperage stators are missing wire wraps around a couple of the things. I see this one has all of them wired up and wrapped, meaning that I think the lower amperage ones are blue, have blue wires also, because the ones I've seen lower amperage are blue wired with a couple of the things not wired. So just throw these guys in. Make sure you get them good and tight as you can, preferably. There we go. Those are tight, decently tight. So let's go on ahead and get the flywheel put back on, or get the new flywheel put on. Once I do that, we'll get the clutch assembly put on, and then we'll get everything else all put back together and drop it back in the tractor, and we'll just see what happens. So let's see about getting this. One thing actually I do want to do, or did I already? I think I already went through these with a tap. I was going to say I want to tap those out, but it looks like I already did. Looks like it fit. It turns. Cool. Yeah, everything in here looks good and clean. So, yeah. I guess we'll just call it at that. Get all this all put back together. And then, yeah. There we go. That's on there good and tight. And then I believe we found out this has to go on there before the other thing. See, I'm learning stuff I should have already known. This flywheel came off of a 16 horse. I don't think the flywheels for the 16 horses were heavier or really weighed much more compared to one from a 12 or from a 14 horse. I believe all the flywheels were just about the exact same. One thing I have noticed though, the 14 horses, the 10, 12, and 14 horses are heavier than the 16 horses, which have a bigger block, which I thought was interesting. Because I would have thought the bigger engine would have been heavier than the little engines, but well, apparently not. So there's a little bit of a interesting thing to learn. Or make you think. See, those are tight enough. I don't really want to go over tight. I don't want to break them. Yeah, there you go. And everything here appears to spin and work just fine. So the way that this setup goes together, while I'm currently thinking about it, and before I get this back on, why is that so short? put that in. There's only 3 bolts in there currently, however, if that one will fit, I think that's actually in. Yeah, that's 9/16. That's the wrong size. Let's see this one. That one fits. Cool. So we'll thread that one in. And then we'll grab our other piece. This right here. Take it set up just like that with this washer up on top. Drop that down in. There you go. Okay, this springs decided that they wanted to let go. And we'll just take that washer, put it right there. There we go. There we go. Now all the springs are how they should be. Now we'll bring this in. You do want to tighten this all the way as tight as you can get it. And then once you get this tight, you'll come in here with these guys. There's little notches cut out in this cover, so that way it'll just go over top of them. There you go. That is how that goes back together. Everything feels fine, it's all together. And then to put the shroud on, oh boy, this is the hardest thing in the world. So now I gotta put this shroud back on here. I got that bolt taken out. That's one less problem that we have to deal with. You know, that lines up. Why does it feel like this flywheel is bigger than that one? This flywheel is bigger. I'll be damned. Well, no. There's no way. Let me grab another shroud real quick. I have a 16 horse one upstairs. We'll see if it fits. Ran upstairs and grabbed that 16 horse shroud. go. There we go. That one fits. Feels the same size. Let's see. Yeah, they both look. They're both maybe the exact same size. That one might be a little bit bigger. Sure, fighting with it a little bit and just see if we can get it to slide past whatever. I feel like we might be hitting. There we go. I think we've got it now. Yeah. Yep, we got it. We're on. Cool. Let me get the bolts put in there and get all them tightened up. And after I get all the bolts and everything put in there and all tightened up and happy, we'll drop this thing back into the tractor. I'll get it bolted in and then we'll start it and see how. Got the engine stuck back in the tractor. I just went ahead and did it off camera. You know, might as well. We already filmed taking it out, so I was gonna film. I just went ahead and put it in by myself off camera. Let's go on ahead and let's test it. I have not tried anything on it yet. I don't know if, well, everything I know is wired back up. I also wired the regulator and everything back up, so we should be good on that part. Let's go on ahead and let's try starting it up and let's just see what happens and also turn on the key. Battery's hooked up and everything. There's no gas in the tank. I should put gas in the tank. Thanks for reminding me. Either get set on fire and explode, or it'll start and run and possibly charge the battery. Don't know. We'll find out. I almost prefer it explode. Take me out with it. Then there's no muffler on it, so of course it's going to be a little bit loud. The muffler's sitting right over there. See what happens. So power it on. Ignition's on. It's not pegging out. Everything's plugged in, and it's sitting where it's supposed to. Okay. Okay. Runs good. I'm gonna let it warm up for a minute and then we'll try running it a little bit higher RPM and see what it does. work involving the transmission. That's good. Let's try it out. Give it some throttle. Let's see if it says it's charging or not. Yup. According to that meter, it's charging. Cool. Let's take it outside, run it up and down the driveway one time just to make sure everything is fine. And yeah, after we do that, we'll be fine. Okay, I'd say it runs. Let's get it inside, get it all put back together, and then once I get it all put back together, we should actually check it for voltage first, see how much voltage it's. Got this 140 mostly back together. Everything is back on it when it comes to the front. I want to go on ahead. I want to see about how much voltage this thing is making when it's charging. So I've got my voltmeter. I got it all back together and I got a muffler on it, so hopefully it'll be a lot quieter. Now, let's go on ahead and fire it up. And it does have an exhaust leak, but eh. Are you kidding me? Let me guess, that fucking wire came off. Yep. I'm gonna solder this stupid thing. I'm getting tired of having to fix that. Ready? So let's see if it's making any charge at idle. would say we've got it pretty well solved and figured out. Runs good, I'll give it that. It's nice to know that battery charges now. That's gonna come in very handy. One thing I need to do on it is I need to adjust the hood uprights. I think I have them cocked back just a little bit too much because the hood is not exactly shutting all the way, as you can see. So that's one thing I'm gonna have to take care of. But yeah, it's charging, which is good. So at the moment I have no complaints about anything on this tractor. I've got everything I wanted to fix just about done, well, all except for that creep issue, but unless I replace the entire drive linkage in this tractor, that's not gonna happen. So there you go. And more than likely that's the next thing I'm gonna do. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing really I can think of wrong with this machine other than that creep. So there you go. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If this is your first time checking out my channel, please consider going down below, hitting that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. It tells YouTube that you guys like the videos and want to see more. It also tells myself that you guys like the videos and want to see more. Helps the channel get around, helps more people see it. I would also appreciate it if you hit that like button. That helps the videos get around too. I know these aren't very entertaining videos, but somebody out there might be wondering how to change out a stator on one of these old 140s, and so there you go. Or just looking for something to watch. So alright guys, I want to thank you for watching, and I will catch, hopefully, all of you in the next video. Take care guys. Bye.